my Team SMG. We said that this was their game to prove, and they did it twice in a row.
This, not only just the game to prove, but this is their series to prove, because just take a look. This is not supposed to happen for one of the star-studded team. Not a very good start already in week number 1. Not Side SG, but SMGSG. They qualified to Side SG. They lost against Evil. We thought, they should be, trying to catch up, especially the lower seed. But they went up against Team Flash and took them down in the regular season. That is going to be huge.
This is upsetting. Like I said, this is one of the biggest upsets. Flash, like we said, veterans, they were supposed to be able to work together, and this shouldn't have been a problem. But of course, not to play them down, SMG also did an amazing job.
Yeah, Team SMG, I feel like, I think it's just all about the teamwork. I feel like they evolved right before in our eyes. Evolution usually takes millions of years, but Team SMG evolved in just one series. Game number 1, 3 though, Team SMG is making a run on the money. Just take a look, too easy for Angelo, level 14, where Reminiscent is struggling in level 13 as well. And I feel like, too easy for Angelo with this items that he has to sustain the damage from Aeon or from a Peach and burst down the necessary targets.
That's provided they can do it right. And like you said, Team Flash, they're coming in as the star-studded team. This is going to be a really big upset if Team SMG really manages to get the set. But at this point, Team Flash, they have the red buff and they're going for as much farm as they can. Is there anything else? I mean, they're so far behind in levels. The time is working against them.
Yes, time is definitely working against them, because as the time goes on, right, like what I said, that Clint is already on form. The Thunderbelt already going in provides him with more survivability. KZP has to prioritize on that. But don't forget, Pebble is always landing down the AoE damages. Team Flash were to congregate together, they're just going to eat that damage so easily. I think what Team Flash has to try to do is to use Alpha V9's hook and then follow up with knockout punch. But that means that all of them has to clump up together, walk as a unit. Team SMG this time, they're working better in game as compared to game number 1.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with that fight earlier on in the mid lane where they lost Ashe and Too Easy for Angelo at the same time, they have the idea now, okay, we're not going to let this happen again. And they haven't really been caught by Alpha V9's hooks again. So it's going to be more difficult to reach their back line. But we'll see how Team Flash may or may not be able to pull this off.
Yep. Remember, Team Flash, main targets, they need to take down Pebble and Ashe. If one of them goes down, at least there may be a chance, but that Lord's looking very low. Another fight happens in the mid lane. Run, forced to run away. The Lord is immediately forgotten. Will be actually secured by Team SMG, and now Too Easy for Angelo will actually join the fight.
They managed to zone out the members of Team Flash, didn't drop anyone there, which is a good thing. They did invest a lot, but Team SMG, all these was a distraction for them to get the Lord. And now that they have that big objective, they are going to be able to stomp Team Flash's inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, and don't forget, this whole particular series, I don't really see Team Flash picking up in any neutral objective except for that one Lord that they used to send all the way down in game number 1. And now Team SMG, don't forget, this is a Luminous Lord. We'll be able to charge. Team Flash needs to try to hold him to avoid that charge right now. Team SMG though, they just need to play it slow. They need to play it safe. They shouldn't let themselves get greeted right into another bad team fight like what happened in game number 1.
Trying to get the wave synced up now to be able to get a 3-lane siege onto the side of Team Flash. But the Lord's already lost his HP. Here comes the charge onto the inhibitor turret. The mid one goes down, run, goes in for an engagement. It's not going to be anything more at this point. They're just splitting up and slowly decimating the defenses.
Yeah, and the best part about Ashe is the fact that, you proc your passive, you should be able to, burst down the turret very quickly from a safe distance. And that's basically what Team SMG is trying to do. If you notice, he's not actually in the range of any of the damage coming out from Team Flash. The Umbrella couldn't actually touch him at all, so very good positioning coming out from Ashe. But at the same time, Team SMG sneaks away the bottom side turret.
Yeah, they've got the mid and the bottom now. Very disciplined. They only engage when they know that they can, and they're not taking any chances at all.
They're not taking any chances, especially this is the third game in this particular series, and if they take Team Flash, this is one of the hardest matchup they will face during the regular season. And if they manage to beat Team Flash down, this is a good confidence booster for the rest of the regular season. And now Team Flash, though, trying to hold on, trying to hunker down. Not a lot of range except for a Peach, but they do have a lot of burst potential in Aeon. They just need to ambush Team SMG. If not, all hopes is lost.
They've gotten the bottom side, the red buff though. I think Team SMG, not sure if they intentionally did that, but they were on the other side of the buff camping for them. It looks like they're trying to start a fight here, but not sure if they will be able to pull it off.
No, touch and go, both aside, feeling each other, not sure whether they really want to go all the way in. A Peach managed to stun, but Team Flash is not very confident. They know they are at a gold deficit. They know they need more time to scale. As if Aeon will be able to burst down Pebble and then or Ash, I think there may be a chance. With this Hold the Crystal going into Team Flash, I think that would be very good.
You can just almost feel the tension, between the two teams. Like they don't want to make any mistakes. It's so scary because that could cost you the game. Right now, Team SMG, they're also poised to take this Lord, but Team Flash, they want to contest the KCB with the Shield Unity. Has to figure out though. He's taken more than half his HP daily as well, and now he's on the retreat. The falling Star Moon comes in to engage, but it's going to be him that falls down instead. Rum is gone, Reminiscent and Alpha are gone, and now that follows with Aeon. Team Flash, they've lost too many, they've lost too much. Aeon, the huge damage, and now Team Flash, can they defend this? They're on the last of the defenses, SMG. They're gonna try to make this their GG push right now.
Yeah, they really want this win, man. You can feel it. Team SMG, they caught Team Flash at a very nice place. It's a choke point. This is basically Lilia's free estate right now. Two members left on the side of Team Flash to try to hold it on, but the core gets whacked right down as Team SMG picks up the series.
Oh my, Team SMG. We said that this was their game to prove, and they did it twice in a row.
This, not only just the game to prove, but this is their series to prove, because just take a look. This is not supposed to happen for one of the star-studded team. Not a very good start already in week number 1. Not Side SG, but SMGSG. They qualified to side SG. They lost against Evil. We thought, they should be, trying to catch up, especially the lower seed. But they went up against Team Flash and took them down in the regular season. That is going to be huge.
This is upsetting. Like I said, this is one of the biggest upsets. Flash, like we said, veterans, they were supposed to be able to work together, and this shouldn't have been a problem. But of course, not to play them down, SMG also did an amazing job.
Yeah, Team SMG, I feel like, I think it's just all about the teamwork. I feel like they evolve right before in our eyes. Evolution usually takes millions of years, but Team SMG evolved in just one series. Game number 1, they were very wonky in terms of, the front line going one side and then the back line goes the other side. But this time around, Team SMG in Game 2 and Game 3, they worked as a unit. And Game 3 is the testament to that. Team Flash lost way too much in particular game. And I believe this part of the game is the mid-game portion of it. A Peach wasn't able to take out all the damage, wasn't able to dish out the damage that, a proper Cooper would be able to. But KZP, I feel like there's also another problem because he always face check the bush, takes too much damage, and Team SMG just continue on in. Because, if your front line is taking too much damage, forced to play safe, Team SMG could just step over to all the way to your back line.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm still recovering from that last game there, but we can see the fight here, I think, was the one that really helped to solidify Team SMG's momentum here and end the game.
Yeah, and really, that particular mistake in front of the side of Team Flash, walking into that choke point that allowed this particular scene to happen, is just very scary, because the most important thing I feel for the side of Team Flash is to walk in that choke point, and Pebble could just give so much damage spread all across the board in terms of the damage. So it's just free win over to that Team SMG.
Yep, and right now we'll see the post-match statistics being pulled up as well. We can see the damage that will be dealt by each of the members, who do you think did the most damage?
I feel like Lilia should be did. Yep, there you go. Lilia did the most damage all across the board. And I feel like it's always seen this from game 1 all the way to game 3, right? Team SMG has consistently dealt out the most damage. Team Flash, they try to use the veterancy card. They're trying to wear down Team SMG, but these, well, technically speaking, in terms of of experience, right? Because Team Flash, it consists of players even before Mpl Sg was started. SMG, they just managed to just beat the veterans of the industry.
Yeah, and we'll see who exactly was the MVP that helped them lead this to victory. Yep. It's going to be Pebble with a KDA of 3-0 to 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, 12.
Yeah, but don't forget, right? I know the camera is blocking that, but I gotta admit, Team Flash banned Lilia for the first 2 games.
Yeah.
They finally let it slip, and Pebble was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the Lilia for myself. And that's why you ban away Pebble's Lilia. It's just way too powerful. He knows how to identify choke points, and especially when Team Flash just walk in a single file in that particular choke point. That's just basically walking through a minefield, and you're gonna get death.
Yeah, you know he's gonna set up that minefield for you, but it still happened, right? And we talked. That's the beauty of comfort heroes as well. Mm-hmm. Like, you know that you can play that exactly and use it to your advantage. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it was intentional or not that they let it slip through, but ended up kind of being the downfall of that game.
Yeah, and with that said, I think we do have the player interview coming up very, very soon. But really, Team SMG beating Team Flash, massive confidence boosters. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, Team SMG, yep, this is the hardest week. After that, it should be very smooth sailing for them. They should be, getting points along the way. And this is so good and so juicy for Team SMG. They should feel proud going home today.
Definitely. I mean, we talked about their momentum from yesterday, right? Yes, they dropped the set, but it was today that they were going to prove themselves that they could come back from that. And they did exactly that to take the series away.
Yeah. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over to Yuno as she interviews one of the players.
Hey guys, and we are back here at the Throne for Champions winners interview presented by OSIM. I'm with Ram ×3, the EXP laner for Team SMG. Congratulations for the win. It was quite a close game, all 3 games. So I have to ask you that Garena is one of the top tier picks right now. Why do you think Team Flash let you guys have Garena?
I think they just wanted to. They probably have some certain stress in their mind, and they thought it was okay to just let go the Garena to us. But of course, after today, maybe they might need to reconsider this option. Yeah.
It might be, the fatal mistake for them. Anyways, in the first game, SMG came out quite strong, but eventually lost. Can you tell me what happened?
I think because we are a fairly new team, we haven't really clocked much games together. So I think it's just our inexperience that lead us to our first loss in the first game. So, team second game, we reset our mentality, and then, we're not here to play, we are here to win. Yeah.
So after the first loss, did your coach Fenrir give you guys any pep talk that might have, motivated you guys to win the next 2 games?
I think Fenrir has done a very good job, especially coaching inexperienced players. Some of us are not very strong players, like players in Flash who have a lot of experience. I think he just reassured us that we got this, and he knows what's best for the team.
Alright, so thank you so much to Fenrir, I guess. So, is Angelo bored of playing Garena?
I mean, you can try to open Assassins, Maybe you can find out about his Fanny.
Maybe we can see Fanny in future gameplays. Alright.
Watch out.
So what do you think was the enemy's mistake in all 3 games?
I feel that, based on my opinion, I think maybe they lack a bit of chemistry, because that's how I felt when we were playing against them. Like, there wasn't really a clear direction, but I'm not too sure, but this is just my opinion. Yeah, so perhaps they chemistry.
That's quite an interesting answer. Alright, that's all we have from our side. Back to you, casters.
And that was Throne of Champions, brought to you by OSIM. And I think the interview questions were very insightful, right? And the answers were as well. The fact that Rum brought up that he thought Flash lacked the chemistry, I think also is a point that we deliberated on. I mean, between us, the casters, Flash has so many experienced players, but will they be able to kind of have one person to shot call? Can they sort it out? Like, will they have that synergy and chemistry to be able to work together despite their individual greatness?
I think this has been the theme since season 2, right? When Team Flash just joined the ranks of Mpl Sg, we noticed that they have so many star-studded team. In fact, that's why you may think that the word star-studded is actually a praise, but it's also a double-edged sword. If you notice, stars don't stick together very closely, right? They are always like miles and miles, well, light years apart, right? And that's basically it. If the fact that SMG could actually identify that Team Flash does have chemistry issues, I think that's something very interesting. But PSA to all the next particular teams: do not open Too Easy for Angelo's fanny, okay? do not ego challenge what Rum just said in the Throne of Champions.
Or Garena for that matter, right?
I think
now they're saying that if you let through the Garena, he's also going to be able to stretch through your team draft.
Yeah, but of course, Too Easy for Angelo, don't forget, his roots is basically an assassin main, but he also showed that he could actually play the Baxia. And don't forget, I would say, going into week 1, Team Flash and Team SMG, I actually mentioned during the games, this feels like the battle of the junglers. It's reminiscent, well, one of my preferred junglers in season 2 because of his flexibility. He showed us a Lookout jungle, the Balmond jungle, even during the the marksman meta jungle part. And now, with Enter Player 3, which is Too Easy for Angelo, doing a wonderful job in game 1, 2, and 3 as the jungler for side of Team SMG. So really, really happy for Team SMG.
Yeah, congratulations to Team SMG. And of course, Team Flash, we're going to see them more in the upcoming games, but SMG is the one to solidify their position in this set. And of course, before we end, we do have to take a chance to thank our partners and sponsors who have made today possible. Of course, Frank, we wanted to show this earlier on, but the match had started, and of course, we needed to go on to the exciting gameplay. But Frank by OCBC, look at all these cards here. I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday on stream, and it's probably a little bit too far, but there are 10 different MLBB cards available for you that feature different heroes: Angela, Ruby, Lunox, Roger, and Lancelot. And all you have to do is to go to Frank by OCBC's website, click on the Mpl Sg banner to register and find out more. On top of that, if you get that, you stand to win attractive loots that include time-limited epic skins, Apple iPhone 3, and a OSIM gaming massage chair.
It's so cool, right? The first, because this is my first day casting for Mpl Sg, right? And the first thing that caught my attention, I'm not sure whether it's abstract that actually arrange the cards in a very neat manner, or I don't know, man, but it just caught my attention for the first 10 minutes of the cast. I was saying, ooh, very cool looking cards. I feel really nice to collect, but of course, not only just that, right? You get free goods as well. And with that said, we do have the standings for you to show, just to see how, technically the power level that has been shifted. I entered season 3 knowing that, this is where most of these two teams, all these 7 teams, right, are really balanced in terms of power ranking, pretty hard, and actually got me struggling to place who is actually going all the way up top. But for now, don't forget, this is week 1 only. There's a long way to go for all of these teams. Just take a look at Team SMG right now, going all the way up to the 4th place for now.
Yep, going 1-1, securing themselves another game. Of course, we do have more games today, and you will see these standings continue to shift along the way.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on a short break, because coming up next, it is going to be Zion going up against RSG. So do stay back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll go on a short break.
now where we work, learn, and, play? Oops. Homes are where we build spaces
So loud.
to call our own. Power on and beyond with Singapore's most trusted broadband.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Hero Spotlight, featuring the second hero of the Forsaken Light series, Melissa. With the help of her beloved dolls, Melissa can easily melt her foes from an unreachable spot. Hero skills. First skill, falling. Melissa dashes in the target direction and gains extra attack speed for a while. She'll also pull Muddles and Cuddles toward her when the two are on the field. Falling is Melissa's mobility tool that allows her to maneuver around the map and adjust the position of her. It grants her decent burst potential.
Killing spree.
Second skill, go Muddles! Melissa throws Muddles in the target direction, which will stop upon hitting an enemy hero or reaching the maximum distance and bind itself to all nearby enemy heroes. For the duration, Melissa will summon Giggles on each of her basic attacks to shoot an extra cursed needle at Muddles, and can also use the attack minion button to attack Muddles directly. All the damage taken by Muddles within the duration will be transferred to the bound victims. Each needle thrown by Giggles will also reduce part of the cooldown of Melissa's first skill. Go Muddles is Melissa's primary damage source. Ultimate. Cuddles, protect me! Melissa orders Cuddles to release the field of protection, damaging and pushing away nearby enemies while blocking them from entering the field for a while. The field will disappear early if Melissa moves too far away. Cuddles, protect me! Is Melissa's main defense measure against melee heroes. Passive. Doll Buster. Melissa deals extra damage to summoned units, including Muddles and all units summoned by the enemy. Pro tips. Pro tip number 1. Move Muddles flexibly with falling to avoid losing the enemies bound by Go Muddles.
Slain an enemy. Never get too close to needles.
Pro tip number 2. Cast Cuddles Protect Me to knock back approaching enemies, and then falling to move the field and block or restrict the enemy's movement. Skill combos. Laning phase. During the laning phase, cast Falling to quickly approach the enemy. Bind them to Muddles using Go Muddles, and then poke them with basic attacks. Cast Cuddles Protect Me when they're getting too close. Team fights. During team fights, look for the right opportunity to engage using Falling, cast Go Muddles to bind Muddles to multiple enemies, then spam basic attacks. Cast Cuddles Protect Me to block approaching enemies, and use Falling when it's up again to adjust your position and increase your attack speed for higher burst damage. Tactics. Mid-game. With her excellent mobility and solid ults, Protect Me allows her to take on enemies from a safe spot. For equipment, we recommend this crit chance and attack speed build to maximize Melissa's burst potential. For emblem, choose Weakness Finder of the Marksman emblem to make the best use of her extra attack speed. Among the battle spells, Inspire is a great choice to further boost Melissa's burst damage. Finally, one friendly reminder for all Saber, Hayabusa, and Layla players. Always keep an eye out for Melissa's position and do not try to barge into her field of protection. You just can't. Well, that's all for our new hero, Melissa, the Cursed Needle. And until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
We will be taking the Mpl Trivia 5G quiz.
5G Trivia. We're here for the Mpl 5G Mobile Legends Trivia Challenge. Jesus Christ.
I think it will be a piece of cake.
Because it's the Mobile Legends textbook, bro.
Sure ace lah.
Yeah.
Full marks.
Full marks, 10 out of 10.
I don't know like. Amazing. We study every night.
Alright, I guess.
We don't know any questions, so we'll see how it goes lah.
Starlight.
I say first lah.
Bro, it's a team game. It's a team game.
Oh, it's a team
It's a
game.
team game, bro.
I thought we were going against each other.
It's a team game, bro. What the? Battle pass, Starlight pass. Oh, I think he did find lucky. I thinking what? Is what, yeah?
MCL.
What's better pass?
MCL.
What's a better pass? What's a better pass?
Starlight.
Starlight. Walao eh, you very noob eh. Better pass?
The Starlight shop. The Starlight something. Starlight. Yes, Starlight.
CHANGE. What a nerd. What an actual nerd. CHANGE. Done.
CHANGE. CHANGE.
We take turn. CHANG apostrophe CHANGER.
No R.
CHANG.
CHANGE is changed but with an apostrophe.
CHANG
ER.
One E.
Money Empire. Like Bond? In Indonesia? I don't think anybody can answer this one. Okay lah.
哇，这个不要玩，我不懂 story 的，
Never read before.
我没有遇过的。This one just
Singapore. What the hell?
Wow.
Onion.
Land of Dawn.
Don't know. Is it called Erudito? I don't know. Is it Erudito?
Skip.
Skip.
Johnson.
Try.
You try. It's not me. Johnson.
5年快耶。Johnson.
You say faster, more points. You say it itself. Bro, you said 5 seconds. You have like 5 seconds. How good? First game.
This one first game. How good? I'm just your sound effect. How good?
Cyclops, Argus, Alcott. Wow. Actually, I'm not a girl. What else do you do besides ML? I was in Alucard.
Cyclops.
Oh, Argus. 哇，差一点点。
Alucard. Cyclops. 哇 Argus.
很强耶。
Alucard. Darth Vader. Alucard, Argus, Cyclops. Oh, I heard wrong.
Johnson.
I thought Transformers.
Cyclops.
Alucard.
Or Argus. Yeah.
Cyclops.
Alucard. Argus.
Cyclops, Argus, and it's the Obi-Wan. Argus.
Still one more. Oh, Alucard.
Arif. Oh my god. I almost say all those.
Harif.
M1 number.
Harif.
Give up.
Harif?
Harif is evil. OK Harif 啊，那你讲啦 Harif。
Discussion 啦。
没有 discuss 的，你去一个，我去一个了。Harif。
Harif. You really follow ML?
No lah, this one I think so easy.
M1.
Outdoors.
No, it's Harif.
Harif.
Left what?
Clean. I think it's Harif. Okay.
Natalia. Amon. Leslie.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so... No, I thought you got it. Then I don't want to interject. Natalia.
Amon.
Oh, Leslie.
Yeah.
Okay, at least we got it. Oh, I cannot remember fast enough. I haven't remember that. Quite random.
Natalia.
Anyone with conceal
Natalia Tigger Johnson with conceal.
哇，我不懂啦。
Next.
Nata.
Imon. Invisible. Leslie. Leslie. Amon. Natalia.
Invisible. Amon. And one more.
Who's the one?
Who can go invisible? I buy conceal mask. I can go invisible. Invisible is assassin, I guess. Cannot.
Natalia.
Invisible. Amon.
One.
One more is Leslie.
Hayabusa.
I can make shadows on myself.
Yeah, the second skill. Then you say alone, then out.
Hayabusa. Okay. This one shadow, no idea. Don't need to wait.
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa. Unless it's my Hayabusa. No, Hayabusa useless. Different.
Hayabusa. Misita and Franco. There's Ruby as well.
Oh yeah.
Franco, Misita. Go for the 5G bonus, bro.
What?
Misita Franco.
他讲what?
Others to myself.
Franco 喜欢
Minsita.
Minsita. What is it? I don't know.
Franco. Minsita.
Others to
Ruby?
themselves. Ruby and Franco.
Franco. Minsita.
Homes are now where we work, learn, and, play? Oops. Homes are where we build spaces to call our own. Power on and beyond with Singapore's most trusted broadband.
Adventure starts here. Here we go! The band is calling your name. Songs so long can contain all the strength is coursing through your veins.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MPL Singapore Season 3. My name is Scrubby Cheeks, and here with me is Jace. Not gonna say one and only this time, just in case come again.
I like almost all Singaporeans as well. I know, don't say out loud. Cannot take compliments. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mpl Sg Season 3. Coming up next, we have RSG going up against Zion. And of course, just now, if you guys saw that previous series, it's an upset series brought to you by SMG because they have beaten Flash in a 2-1 fashion.
Yeah, I mean, we predicted that it would be the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, we thought Flash would take them 2-0. Instead, it was SMG dropping the first game, but coming back with 2 strong games up against Flash. So big upset against this star-studded team that we were expecting, but SMG has solidified their places in this competition, proving that, hey, we're a new team, but we deserve to be here as well.
Yeah, and mate, if you notice, right, when I came over to the studio, it's actually slightly raining today.
Yeah.
Like, feels like it's going to be... It's not slightly. She was running around with an umbrella. I saw a wet umbrella as she entered the studio. But, I mean, it could be an omen for a very, very upsetting day because, we already had one upset series. Why not another? Because RSG going up against Zion, definitely fans' favorites, definitely RSG because they are the ones who actually topped 2 in the previous season, and now of course casters we are talking among ourselves that they could actually take the first place in the regular seasons. But going up against Zion though, yesterday Zion actually did a very good job against Evo. They were really good later part of the game. Yeah, early game a little bit not still warming up, I would say, but under the leadership Potato, training them, grilling them. If you guys follow their Instagram, they have been like pulling a lot of all-nighters and it's actually kind of tiring. Hopefully all that training montage will and might deliver the upset for today.
Yeah, Zion, I mean, it's also another team that you want to watch out for, right?
Yep.
It's Potato as the coach leading the team, and then you have a lot of strong players. Like they picked up a really strong jungler as well that they have mentioned the strongest that they could find and took themselves a game yesterday. But don't forget, RSG is also a fan favorite. I mean, they're always one of the 2 going up against EVOS competing for the championship. So this one might actually be a really tight game today.
Yep, and don't forget, RSG is one side of the El Clasico of of Mpl Sg, right? Because the other side is EVOS SG. And, we could have thought that, Team Flash was that player 3.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is only the regular season. It's very hard to say, but it does show, small little bits of, small little chinks of armor that Team Flash exhibit, but now more on RSG versus Zion, because I think there's a little birdie in my ear that told me that LY4 may not be playing today. So that is something that we gotta talk about because LY4, based on yesterday's performance, wasn't very, very good. There's a lot of off-screen kills, a little bit overextension in terms of the turrets as well, and just got himself killed off the screen so many times. And that could be potentially a weakest link for the side of RSG. For the side of Zion to abuse upon, but RSG is like, nope, let's swap him out to someone else.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, we talked about this as well, about this current meta not being in favor of LY4. I mean, he was in the jungle role previously. This season, he's in the gold lane. The heroes that are also in meta, very tanky heroes, are not ones that he might be as familiar with. It's hard when you have both things changing. You have the heroes changing, the entire meta. How do you learn so much in such a short time? So to be fair, it's a tough game. But I think because of that, there's a long road ahead. He still has time to come back into the game. For today though, it's going to be the rest of the RSG lineup taking it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would say RSG, based on fan favorites, right, should be able to take at least 2 or maybe 2-1 for the side of Zion, but we're not going to discount Zion as of yet. But before we actually go into the draft, right, let's take a look at the teams. We should have a better video coming out very, very soon. And with that said, let's roll that particular video.
Convince him because I think he wanted to build a team for himself, I guess. He find us lah. It's not we go and convince him.
He's quite new to me lah, so I'm quite nervous also because it's my first time. But actually competition and rank, there's really a huge difference because competition play as a team so there's a lot of synergy that needs to be in place for it to work out. I like rank as long as everybody know what they need to do, can already. throughout these 2 to 3 months, I think we bond quite a lot already. Then I think we also build out some synergy within the team because it's a new team. Everyone is like, sort of like new face to each other.
They are younger, but can train. Because when you're young, you got a lot of potential. So with Potato at helm, probably can pass a lot of knowledge to them. I think they are very high mechanically skilled, but maybe sometimes a bit more stubborn. But it might be a good and bad thing, They got their own point of view, and maybe they can show us something new, something better. They are more willing to experiment with things.
During the previous 2 seasons, we were led by older and veteran players. I'm still considered young, I would say. So I think I'll be able to guide the new players better.
Diablo has been in the team for, this is his 3rd season. It's time for him to step it up one bit and time to carry the team and lift the spirits and all for us. There's like 2 new additions. It's tougher for Diablo so good luck to him. But I'll be here helping him
Positive changes definitely mechanics-wise, because younger players tend to love to do flashy moves. Because of that, we'll be able to increase our hero pool.
It's more of a morale thing, I would say. Because Gray is, quite a fun guy and all, and he's young, obviously. Kind of making me like a boomer, So that's quite, I would say it's positive. It's a new environment.
The bad thing about that is they'll get tilted easily as they are young. I mean, all the young people, I was young once.
Negative, I would say the young kids are quite hard to handle. Very easy to tilt, so they need to take it slow and it's all part of the game. There's ups and downs.
Yep, now we look at the player lineup. That was an amazing video. You can see as a summary the team members that are in RSG and Zion. In RSG we had Diablo, 505, Baby Cakes, Bray, and Lolzy. For the side of Zion, going to be Fossa, Chris, Glory, Venix, and Supergirl.
Yeah, and really appreciate what RSG has done right now, swapping LY4 out because, this is not particularly his meta because we for XP laner in the previous season, and I feel like this could be very refreshing. It feels like with this new addition, we need to reanalyze RSG not based on day 1 anymore. We have to start off fresh. It feels like they haven't played in the regular season at all.
Yeah, and to be fair, in yesterday's game, they were really strong as well. I mean, they had a strong showing. So now that you swap out what you may think is possibly your weakest link, at least in the previous games, RSG could have an even better performance this game. So definitely going to be a tight one.
Yep.
How do you think the score is going to play out?
Well, I kind of actually said that they could be too old, but I think Zion may be able to sneak 1 game away because don't forget, I feel like Zion's main winning condition is to scale Supergirl as quickly as possible because once Supergirl hits a critical mass in terms of the items, in terms of the gold lead, he will be able to steamroll. His positioning has been good, his knowledge of the game has been very, very good as well. So that's something that, if you're RSG, you have to look out for. But what RSG likes to do is they like to play on their strong side of the map. If you notice in day 1, they kind of just let LY4 do his own thing. But but I mean that's a gold lane. That's what a marksman is supposed to do as a gold laner, right? You're supposed to hold on your lane. Yes, even though you're losing, as long as you don't die too much, don't feed too much into enemy MM, you should be able to scale all the way to the lane. So RSG, knowing them, they should play around the stronger side of the map again.
Zion Esports, on the other hand, though, I mean, yesterday they also took a game from Evo. Granted, Evo is kind of like the new player in the scene, but for them to be able to have at least, that 1 game to warm up, and they had a strong performance as well. How much of a, I mean, they're going to put out a strong fight. What's the weakest thing that we need to look out for in their strategy, or the strongest points that's going to take them through?
Well, I would say that from the side of Zion, I think Fossa actually covered it very wonderfully, right? Don't forget, even the only experienced players from the side of Zion is only Fossa and Supergirl. Yeah, I almost called him Girl. Yeah, he kind of rebranded along the way. And, young, good, but they may be stubborn. They could panic and break under pressure, right? Like veterans like Fossa, he's actually just like, I feel like he feels like Big Daddy right there. All across the board for Zion, like Daddy Fossa, taking care of the little kids.
I'll be mentoring you and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's correct. But of course, going up against one of the 3 titans of Mpl Sg, I feel like they need to, stay calm, stay cool. They should be able to take this, make sure they play, like what I said, protecting Supergirl, allow Supergirl to scale at all costs. That's how they win. Another point to take note of the fact that, Zion, Vanix plays like a small little potato. What the potato's play style is just basically like, he's always there during the team fights. He knows how to rotate the right place at the right time. So, having Potato as the coach of Vanix in terms of the playstyle will synergize Team Zion to victory. So that's something that we could look out for now. But of course, the chips feels like it's for our SG.
I think that's also the thing that I would.